Hi, everybody, and welcome back. It's Thursday, and that means there's a new edition of the Salyersville Independent on newsstands, of course, as of this morning. And you're also maybe starting to notice some editions of the Big Sandy News starting to filter their way back into Salyersville as well. We've already, of course, been printing in, of course, Lawrence and Floyd and Martin and Johnson counties where that newspaper covers, but we're also starting to bring some issues available for you to see and read and find out what's happening in those parts of the world here to Salyersville as well. Start to look for them at more locations in the future. Tonight's headline will also, headlines include talking about another publication, actually, just briefly. Really pleased with the Fall Festival Guide out today. Talk about that more in just a few seconds. A structure fire completely destroyed a McGoffin County home yesterday, right around the same time I was sitting down to produce the show. There was one thing that firemen were able to save, and it was a living thing. While the family all made it out safely, there was something else that they were able to revive and save, and we'll go to the scene with some pictures and an interview with the chief in just a few moments. You know, who would have ever thought that speed bumps could be such a sensitive and touchy subject, but indeed they are, and just like the city council of Salyersville and the mayor wrestling with requests to have them and not, so is the city of Paintsville. Some other items were discussed in this week's regular meeting as well, and a host of other news and headlines. One thing before we get to all of that I just mentioned, there's a lawsuit that has now been filed on the heels, of course, of a case that is currently before the Kentucky Personnel Board. Still, Lieutenant Governor Janine Hampton, who was not picked to run alongside Governor Matt Bevin as his running mate for the second time, has now officially filed a lawsuit challenging his authority to fire her still former chief of staff and deputy chief of staff earlier this year. She says that the Kentucky governor legally fired Adrian Southworth, the deputy chief of staff, and Steve Nipper, the lieutenant governor's chief of staff, and she is seeking a court order to see both of those individuals get their jobs back. A hearing has been set forth on the matter for this coming Monday, and this comes on the heels, of course, as I said, of the matter already being before the Personnel Board, which has not rendered their opinion or decision as of yet. The state attorney general has, of course, who is also the Democratic opponent to Republican Governor Matt Bevin in the fall, saying that in his ruling, only Hampton has the authority to hire and fire the employees in her office. We'll see how that turns out with more we expect on Monday. There was a structure fire yesterday, just as I was about to sit down with you to start producing the show, at least shortly after 5 o'clock. The North McGoffin Volunteer Fire Department responded to the Mine Fork Ridge area to a structure fire at the following residence. Fire Chief Josh Jenkins says it was a total loss for the local family, with only a pet and maybe two being found, one being pulled from the debris. The mobile home was actually completely engulfed by flames upon the arrival of the fire department, to the degree essentially you see here. 911 notifying firemen en route that it was already a code red situation, the structure 75% or more gone upon their arrival. As I understand, per Chief Jenkins says that Green was at home at the time of the structure fire, as was another adult. He believed that her two children, ages unknown, were not there at the time of the fire. Firemen were told that they were cooking inside the home at the time, and the fire quickly spread after it got out of control to the rest of the kitchen, and then ultimately destroying the home altogether. Jenkins says this was a total loss for the family, the home, and all of their belongings, none of which were insured. There was, however, one thing pulled from the debris, a nearly lifeless puppy at the time, one of possibly two dogs that were saved, with firemen seeing this young pup just in time, giving it oxygen and reviving it back to where it appeared to be okay.
During the overhaul, actually, because it was a pretty much of a loss of the trailer, a couple of our guys noticed a small dog. It was actually a pup, not too much, it wasn't very old, under the floor where the floor had actually give away from the trailer. And they were actually able to retrieve it, and we got it out, and one of our EMTs gave it some oxygen with a non-rebreather, and we give it some water and stuff, and before we left, it was up walking around.
Now, we're working right now to try to get the kids' ages, clothing sizes, and things of that nature. If it will help the family, if you would like to help, our advice right now is to call the North McGoffin Volunteer Fire Department. You can also, of course, contact any North Magoffin member or Chief Jenkins at this time if you would like to help. Once again, that home total loss, as were all the belongings of the mother, the 2 children, and the other adult as well. I'll be right back. We'll go to discussion about speed bumps in a neighboring city, which is having the similar discussion as is Salyersville, and some other topics of the Paintsville City Council meeting right after these words.
Appalachian Wireless has a question for you. Would you rather pay $650 or $66 for a smartphone? If you think this answer is simple, then the Appalachian Advantage plan is for you. Pay less upfront for today's hottest smartphones, and then pay just a few dollars more every month on the monthly bill. Many smartphones are $5 a month or less after you factor in the $20 discount from the Advantage plan compared to the contract offering. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless. Payment agreement required. See store for details.
Just like that, we've jumped into the spring allergy season with all the buds and blooms, tree and grass pollen, mold, and all the nasal congestion, sneezing, itchy nose and eyes and throat that they cause. Don't get caught off guard. Protect yourself daily with a quick trip to Parkway Pharmacy for over-the-counter and prescription relief. And you can always log into parkwaypharmacy.com to have your prescriptions ready when you get there at Parkway Pharmacy in Salyersville. To maximize your savings, make the new digital coupon kiosk your first stop at the new IGA.
Hey Salyersville, whether you're a paper couponer or a digital couponer, we've got ways to save you money here at Salyersville IGA. After you've registered your name and phone number, the available coupons will come up on the screen, such as save $1 off IGA gallon milk, or save $1 off Kingsford charcoal, or save $2 off Tide Pods. So once you've clipped the coupons that you want, you can see which coupons are available in your digital wallet. You can sign out, and then you're ready to shop. It only takes a few seconds to sign up, and our friendly staff is always happy to help. So remember to click Shop and Save at Salyersville IGA.
Here's a little of what's new at Parkway Gun and Pawn. A big selection of hunting, bowie knives, some to use, some to collect, or both, starting as low as $14.99 a piece. Hey gamers, while they last, they just got in 2 PS4 Pro editions in perfect condition. And as new, still in the packaging, big flat screens at big discounts. A new selection of kitchen gear and appliances, and even a new in-the-box 30-gallon electric hot water heater. You never know what you're going to save on, but you're always going to save at Parkway Gun and Pawn. Getting the best deal on the best tires with the best service has never been easier. Just log on to conleytire.net, check out the latest rebates, sales, and promotions, pick out the tires you want, and email, call, or come by for huge savings from the family who's been proudly serving the area for over 32 years. Conley Tire in Staffordsville, 297-2424. Indeed, speed bumps, parking, public restrooms, the latter couple there, issues that are considered obstacles by downtown business owners. But that wasn't all that was discussed, and we'll cover the majority of it in tonight's coverage of this Monday night's regular meeting of the Paintsville City Council that began with a mayor's report. In his report, Mayor Runyon announced that the next Market 606 has been set for September the 7th at 6 p.m. He also announced Linda Duncan as the new Main Street Director for the City of Paintsville. The City Council also examined sealed bids for replacing the roof at what is now the ECAMI Institute, which is the city's responsibility per the agreement they have with ECAMI. They received one bid packet from a William Wade Smith that ranged from $71,000 for basically coating to $147,000 for a new roof structure, with the mayor given the authority to determine the best route to take in regards to replacing or repairing the roof. Runyon also said that they were to meet with the Corps of Engineers before the end of this week on the flood mitigation project and would know more about that after the meeting. And then they spoke about the Carter Lane project. The mayor thought that the project was transitioning from Phase 1 to Phase 2, and he also had some personal opinions or concerns about it dragging on much further.
Once it gets into fall and winter, as much as that property has moved, if it freezes, thaws, it could be a dangerous situation.
I know that. I know, that's always, I know, I understand.
And then big heavy spring rains.
Yep. So we're just at their mercy at this point in time.
I understand, I know.
The next topic of discussion, speed bumps. Just like the city of Salyersville, Paintsville wrestling with the same issue. A resident there to ask for speed bumps to be placed near her home to protect or let her kids play, with the mayor saying that each time the topic comes up, they get negative feedback from others who don't want them installed.
520 W.H. Dixon Boulevard. It's awful. And there are multiple kids, up there that just like to get out and play, and people just are so disrespectful.
They can make those speed bumps now. You can just make them wider and longer. And they're like being on a roller coaster. It's almost fun to go over them, but you still have to. What I'm saying is, it doesn't hurt my back. It doesn't hurt anything. And you just kind of glide over them. And it's just, it's a humped up stuff too, but it kind of raises you up and takes you over, but you can't do anything but slow down. And the ones we put up, I know they're cheaper, I know they're easier.
If you don't slow down on that one that you got in front of yours,
but I've got a muffler.
Yeah.
I have someone's muffler in my car.
you know what, that's good. If that's the case, maybe their engine will fall out next time.
I'm gonna tell you what I get. I get people coming in asking for speed bumps. I put them up, then I got neighbors complaining
That they want them down.
that they don't want them there because it will drain water into their yards.
Yeah, I know that.
So maybe what we ought to do as a council is adopt a policy that says if you've got a street that's got 10 homes, at least 60% of those residents have to want a speed bump.
If we could make those real nice ones, I don't even think those people would complain. And I know that I think we all deserve it. If I had to pay more taxes to do it, I'd do it.
Okay, I'll remember that.
There was some more discussion, and there was no action taken on the speed bump issue. Next was business owners from downtown Paintsville with a couple of different concerns, one being the lack of public restrooms downtown, citing trouble with the buildings that most of them operate in being old and having sewer issues, that they aren't able to open their restrooms to the public and sometimes not even customers, and then it causes a serious issue. The mayor asked that the businesses would consider, along with maybe the building owners, going in and sharing some of the cost of trying to find a solution, to which they said they would, and he said he would look to see if there could be a plan that could be developed to make the situation better. And the same business owners also brought up another issue, parking concerns again, citing continued efforts to grow and bring people to downtown Paintsville, like events with the Market 606, but saying that parking is still an obstacle for them.
We have people who work in the city and park on the street and stay there all day. I can count usually 4 or 5 people who work in the law firm across the street from me who park on the street and stay there all day. The public parking lot is amazing now. It's been resurfaced. It isn't that much farther for those people to walk, but for some reason they prefer to park on the street.
Okay.
So if we could just get something that was if I could have one that says peddlers parking, or if I could have one that says loading zone in front of my store. But for people to park right in front of my store and stay there all day is just
Not fair.
it's not fair. It's rude. I mean,
All right,
there's
who I
lots
have
of
on council wants to take a look at the parking.
The parking or lack of parking discussion went on for some time, several different things, legalities of which and other things discussed about it. In the end, Mayor Runyon said it was an issue that he would look into. A brief community calendar tonight, but as always, brought to you by McGoffin Farm Bureau. Yeah, short one tonight. A reminder, though, that Wolfstock is this Saturday evening at 7 at the Mountain Arts Center, a fundraiser for the Animal Alliance of Eastern Kentucky. All these acts and more performing. A very cheap price to get in to see a lot of great entertainment, and once again, a great, great cause. And if you've got an announcement that you want on the show, and birthdays and anniversaries are included, you just need to get it to me any way you can, and we'll take it from there, make sure everyone knows about it. I do have just coming in one funeral service announcement as we turn to tonight's obituaries. The Salyersville Funeral Home has said that 63-year-old Janet Marshall, a resident of Greasy Branch in Salyersville, passed away earlier on today's date. Funeral arrangements in her honor are incomplete, but to be announced soon on behalf of the Salyersville Funeral Home. Once again, 63-year-old Janet Marshall of Greasy Branch in Salyersville.
I'm Bill Tinker. I've spent the past 19 years defending insurance companies in car crashes, truck crashes, and slip and falls. Are you involved in a case like that? Is the insurance company giving you the runaround about your medical bills, your benefits, or your lost wages? Contact me at McFarland Tinker Law Office. With our combined experience of over 58 years, we're here ready to work for you.
If you've never seen what's inside the seasonal shop, you've never seen anything like it. And if you have seen what's inside the seasonal shop, you've never seen it like this. From all the styles of pillows, dishware, bedding, and wall hangings, it's full of beautiful home decor. And there are frames for anyone and any occasion. There are neat and unique ways to design and do it yourself. There are flowers too perfect to be real. And from expecting moms to newborns, toddlers, teens, and adults, the fashions and designs and jewelry are simply endless and always changing at Fraser's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop. From brakes, exhaust, suspension, fluid changes, to expert collision and auto body, to turning your 4x4 or diesel from mild to wild, get real auto maintenance, paint, and repair at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Salyersville. 349-8785. It's time to see what a great time just $10 can get you while you help out a lot of amazing organizations. It's time for the 16th annual Magoffin County Community Day, featuring Russell Moore and Third Time Out, Ralph Stanley II and the Clinch Mountain Boys, Hammertown, Blue Highway, Nathan and Chessie Arnott Band, Route 1081, Terry Miller and Traveler, plus the Project Echo Kids and a special performance by Waylon Bays. And of course, more food, fun, games, and prizes than you can stand. And not only does your $10 get you in, but it also gets you entered to win this Ford Fusion to be given away that night. And kids under 12 get in free at the 16th annual Magoffin County Community Day, Saturday, August the 17th, all starting at 10 a.m. Big Sandy Healthcare and Hope Family Medical Center are proud to announce the newest addition to their staff and team of over 200 dedicated employees and medical professionals. Podiatrist Dr. Cheryl Stalder Cheney has joined Big Sandy Healthcare at the Hope Family Podiatry Center in Salyersville on Beriah Boulevard, just a couple of doors up from the least famous recipe. For anything minor or serious foot or ankle related, Dr. Stalder Cheney is now accepting new patients at Hope Family Podiatry Center in Salyersville. Wow, I mean, I think that's everyone's reaction, just wow, when they started to see the pictures and the video that was coming in. Motorists driving by, seeing the plane attempt to land, but not successfully. Dale Earnhardt Jr., his wife Amy, their daughter were aboard, maybe even one of the family pets. This plane that ran off the end of the runway and caught fire at the Elizabethton, Tennessee Municipal Airport earlier today as they were on their way to Bristol for the weekend race.
They got a family out, and there's a dog and everything, but I think they're okay, and they got everyone out. But it's on fire. That is insane. I saw it literally scrape the ground. Like, they were landing, and they landed completely wrong.
Eyewitnesses like this one said they saw the plane coming in at what appeared to be a fast speed, more so than usual. The right wing dipped down, hit the ground, causing a lot of sparks. The plane kind of bounced back up and then crashed and then burst into flames. People were seen running to try to help, and people were seen being escorted off the plane, that being Earnhardt, his wife, and his little girl. This particular motorist also thought she saw a pet or a dog being taken from the plane as well. Everyone appeared to be okay, and in fact, the Earnhardt family confirmed to be okay. They were taken to the hospital for observation, but they were believed to have escaped without any serious, maybe even any minor injuries that's still yet to be known. We know that the fire departments were on scene almost immediately. The family has also confirmed the Earnhardt's safe, and we know that the vehicle, that Cessna Citation, which belongs to Junior, went off the end of runway 24 and then burst into flame around 3:40 this afternoon. The Elizabethton Airport is actually just south of Bristol, which of course is where the NASCAR race is going to be this weekend. He was there to be an analyst for the race for NBC. It's uncertain as to whether or not he will continue in that capacity as of now or not. But the bottom line is that this family was spared today after this fiery crash just outside of the Bristol Speedway. Amazing. We had another publication hit the stands, an annual publication here coming out of Mortimer Media Group and the Salyersville Independent, and we were very proud of this one. The ladies and gentlemen really did a good job with this year. You'll notice a lot of bright new colors, a lot of new things inside, and another very successful fall festival guide as published by the Salyersville Independent and Mortimer Media. The Salyersville Independent, now the Mortimer Media Group Salyersville Independent Fall Festival Guide, is something that the newspaper has been doing for the past several years. Last year, of course, was my first year with it, and it was largely a carryover from the year before, as it is this year, however, with a lot of what I would assume for anyone who's ever seen one, noticeable tweaks. We think this is the best one we've put out. A lot of new design elements, very colorful, very crisp, a very good publication that outlines festivals all over eastern Kentucky and elsewhere from, of course, all of our local festivals, Apple Festival, Poppy Mountain Festival as well. Even the World Chicken Festival, the Kentucky Barbecue Festival. It is a full season's worth of festivals. A lot of great advertising in there as well. A lot of folks trying to give you reasons to stop by their place of business while you're out traveling through parts of Kentucky during the festival season, which is here, of course. Really the first festival that kicks off our guide is McGoffin County's Heritage Day Festival. But there are months worth of things to do in this edition. And of course, as always, it's free. Look for them in retailers in McGoffin, Johnson, and Morgan, and other counties while they last. Now from there, let's wrap it up with an ever-improving forecast. Glad to report, hoping it stays that way 24 hours from now. But tonight and right now, glad to report a little bit of an easing off in the forecast in regards to the temps and humidity. The 90s for now are gone for the weekend. Yeah, it's an improvement, not a great one, but enough to be felt, I think, as long as this trend, well, either continues or holds. Right now, if we hold on to the upper 80s instead of the 90s, we're doing pretty good. So here's what we're looking at now. Mostly clear skies tonight. A little patchy fog after 5 in the a.m., maybe lingering to about 9 tomorrow morning. But 63 is where we should fall to tonight. And tomorrow, the mid-80s. We're talking about 86 beautiful degrees for your Friday. Like I said, a little patchy fog, but otherwise just sunny and beautiful. 86, still mostly clear tomorrow night. 66 for the nighttime low. For your community day, Saturday, the 90 or 91 degree mark is gone for now. Still looking at 88. Maybe not as humid either, though, but mostly sunny, partly cloudy that night. A beautiful day and evening. A great way to spend some time will be at Community Day, morning, noon, and night, and you'll be able to enjoy some nice weather through all of it. Sunday, still sunny, still 88, still just partly cloudy. Now, we do, by the end of your Sunday, and right now, I'm going to push it up to about midnight or maybe 1 o'clock on Sunday, technically Monday morning, we do have a slight chance of showers to the tune of about 20%, but I think it's going to hold off well for the entire weekend, and that means we'll start off next Monday with that slight chance of showers, and we'll actually see it for a few days thereafter. So we'll hold on to 88 degrees again on your Monday, partly sunny, and a 20% chance of showers pretty much across the board, afternoon and evening. Tuesday, 87, partly sunny, that same 20% threat pretty much across the board. Wednesday, 87, partly sunny, a little bit of a bump in shower chances, 30% to a 40% chance by the evening hours. And Thursday, partly sunny skies, still holding on to the mid-80s, partly sunny, 86, and a 20% chance of showers and storms. I mean, even after 4 beautiful days ahead of us, we have only a 20, at the most 40% chance of showers for the next 4 days thereafter. That's going to wrap it up for this Thursday. We'll wrap up this week tomorrow night, which I hope to see you for. Good night, and thanks for watching.